Alrighty, guys, back for our final double header of the evening. It's going to be Splyce versus Team Selfless. And again, my name is Mega Man. Joining me is Holy Man. His little caster debut. He's in it to win it tonight. And in it for the long haul. How you feeling, my man, after 2 matches down?
I was doing really good until we had a little...
Took the wind out of your sails a little?
Yeah, slowed us down a little bit, but I'm feeling good. I'm going to be able to finish these last 2, no problem.
You got your coffee or your Red Bull and you're ready to rock and roll, huh?
I've got a drink.
There you go. Scotch, my man. Good to know. All right, so Selfless versus Splyce Inferno. Give me a breakdown of this one. What do you think? What do you expect to see out of these 2 teams, to be honest with you? Because obviously this knife round has got a lot of importance to it. You want to get that coveted CT side to start.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to get this knife round so you can get the CT because, in my opinion, this is one of the toughest maps in the game if you do not start off on the CT side. It's just so one-sided. Every single alleyway, every gap, every choke point is just CT favored, and it's really tough for their Ts to get it rolling if you can't get off to a fast start. And the thing about these teams is I honestly think they're just opposites. We have Selfless, who has Ryu as their coach, and I know the style he likes to play, which is a very team-oriented. He wants to have good chemistry, good pop. You know, he wants to have an LG type of style for his team in some sense. You know, he wants to have good chemistry. Splyce, on the other hand, will just, you said it earlier, kind of do what they want. They'll just rush at you, run through smokes, and do whatever the hell they want. So 2 different styles. It should be interesting to watch.
Fast track coming up towards the top of Banana. Good nade. Bedding him back a little bit there. 61 HP left on Abe to start off this round. They do have a Tech 9 on Professor Chaos, but he doesn't have armor behind that. They're actually revamping their strat and working back up towards mid quickly. And this is actually an interesting setup from the CT side. They've left arches wide open. Completely open. They've got 1 in bedroom, 2 up here at the end of halls as well. Nifty and mainline, as Mitch is the one that's up there in the bedroom right now. They pushed up mid, made some noise, falling all the way back towards B. And now, see, this is kind of a sticky situation for Selfless. They got to watch the flank coming around from CT spawn because they're not sure if, once they pushed up for bracket controls, if they actually came back around. But Uber making short work of Arya. Davey gets caught over there in the apartment halls, so dwindling down the terrorist side forces. Our team Selfless. Jason R, Abe, and Professor Chaos, the last one's alive here. Gonna go to a spam battle. That Tech 9 not gonna be able to rattle off the shots he's looking for. Abe finally gonna be able to get on the board here for Splyce, but it's gonna be Nifty over here by Pit. 1 tap of Ruski to the face of Jason R, and it's all down to Abe. And he's not going to get out of here alive. He goes down. It's a 4-man stand. 2 frags for Nifty. 1 for mainline Mitch and Uber apiece. So 1-0 for Selfless.
Yeah, it was a really interesting strat that just came out by Splyce. They fake towards B at the beginning of the round, drew out a nade, come back up mid. They're trying to draw out some nades there. They go back to B, make it look like they're taking B, and then go back up mid. And there was no bite from Selfless at all. Uber hits a great shot for when Abe comes into the site. They go back up mid and run into 3. There was just no chance.
Great nade damage down mid to start off this round. Davey, Abe, and Arya all getting chunked down a little bit from that one. They're going to push on through the smoke. They're going to clear out this corner, but it's not going to be before 3 fall. Nifty not able to switch over to the secondary in time. Arya is going to finally be able to dispatch of him, but now they're going to push back down with the bomb. Davey's going to get caught out in the open, and it's all on Arya, who has salvaged an MP9, but he's trying to push back up through the smoke, and mainline decks him to the floor. That's going to be 2-0 now. Selfless.
Really good setup. Nice crossfire. You had Nifty just sitting in a corner with MP7, I think, and just cleaned up, or I'm not even sure. Just an SMG. Got racked up some money. Really well done. They had to push through that smoke, and it was just the easy kills for him.
Right, you are. So back onto the save goes Splyce. They've picked up a couple of Desert Eagles, a couple of P250s to work with, but again, going up against this Arsenal, and I mean, it's not a heavy investment here from the Selfless side. They've got a Deagle on Nifty, but that's just because he lost his MP9 last round. He didn't actually go for much in a rebuy because he wants to get the AWP. He's sitting on 4550. He's going to have plenty of money after this round is all said and done, and Uber just taking a little shoulder peek up there in apartment halls is going to be able to spot out 1 as well. So more than likely, they're going to be able to assess that it is going to be a hit coming towards the A-bomb site. Abe trying his luck in mid, both of them whiffing the 1 dig. Not able to connect on that one just yet, but there you go. The opening pick goes the way of Selfless as Professor Chaos goes down, Molotov to follow. And now they've got a couple of players. Oh man, the nades just come wrecking them. Beautiful job with the utility right here. Nifty does fall again, but they've got a double pit now here from the CT side. Mitch and Mainline, even though Mainline has 5 HP, Mitch has just got to stay alive right now, and he can come to the defense of his teammate. Davey gets caught out by Relics over there by Library, and now it's all down to Abe and Jason R. Still trying to hit these 1Ds. Abe finally going to be able to connect onto Relics, takes him down, but it's still a 2v3, and Jason R just took a boatload of damage down to 5 HP up there in the apartment hallways himself. So not really too much they can do. The lone M4 is still over here at B. The bomb kind of recoiling back over here towards this B-bomb site, and Uber's just got to bide his time because they're going to walk right into him.
Yeah, it's going to really come down to one of these Deagles getting just a quick pick on Uber, but I think he's going to be fine. They're both low.
Yeah, they have no smoke for CT spawn either, so he's going to be able to check that real quick with a shoulder peek. Takes down one. Should be able to get himself into a position to deny the bomb plant. Spots out Abe. Knows where he's at. He's back Fountain now, still looking to get something done. Does manage to find one more pick. They need to prevent this plant, but they're not going to get there in time. He does get the plant, so that is a crucial factor going through this round, is even though they didn't win the round, they took 3 guns away, albeit SMGs, and they get the plant.
Yeah, that was actually a really good plant. Uber didn't want to peek in fear that he was just fake planting, and the guy in CT spawn just wasn't in a position to peek, so he gets a free plant behind Fountain, and that actually puts them on a lot better economy than they should have been on. They have a full nade set now. Four people have mollies right now, and that should give them the opportunity to run an actual execute wherever they feel like going.
Nifty with the op, taking a quick peek in mid. Flashbang comes out. He's not blinded, so he can reassess this. He's going to bide his time and fall back over to Arch side. Not going to give too much away early on in this round. Smoke to the bottom of B from the CT side. Is going to cordon that area, but it's a very fast strat. Mitch under porch, going to find one. Not able to make the trade. His main line does manage to dink Jason R down to 9 HP. They're going to continue to assess this and aggress behind this, but a beautiful jump up from Abe nets them another kill. Relics getting aggressive behind the smoke. Uber's going to come through, but he's not going to get the field of view that he was looking for, and it's all down to Relics with a P90 and a Dream and a 3v1. It's Abe and Davey and Pitt. Jason R does not have a lot of HP. If Relics can find both of these kills, now it's going to be very manageable here for Relics. He's going to be able to tap the defuse, and he should be able to clean up Jason R, and he does just that. What a round from Relics. 3v1 with a P90. Pulls out the nerd mower and lays him down.
I didn't think there was a chance in the world that Relics was going to pull that out, but they were not ready for him just to charge out of balcony with a P90. He got that first kill, drops down. He's on the move, gets the second kill, and then Jason R is put in a really tough spot with no HP. Really, really well done by Relics there. I didn't even expect him to go for it, but I guess with the P90, you never know what's going to happen.
Never know. 50 bullets and hold down forward and mouse 1 and let it make it rain, I guess. So
I honestly thought that execute by Splyce was really well done. They pushed up mid quickly. They got 2 quick picks. It was just a great retake by Relics.
Absolutely. So this time around, it's going to be 5 AKs again on the board. They give them mid control very, very quickly again this time around. They're already up over Moto's side, so this is going to be really tough now for Selfless to hold. It's going to be Mitch up on Bauk, though. Finds 2 beautiful shots. Still looking for some more back from the backside of Pit, but he overextends himself, and Professor Chaos is going to be there to punish. Now Uber through the smoke, going to get aggressive, looking for one, finds it. One more over there by the Moto side. That's Jason R. Actually finds himself in towards the site. Nade's going to come out, rain on his parade a little bit. 65 HP left for him. Another nade. 57 HP. Flashbang comes around the corner. He's blind and just standing out in the open. Uber's going to clean him up. 5-0 for Selfless.
Yeah, you really see the style that Splyce wants to play. They're quick. They're very quick up mid. That's 2 rounds in a row that they were quick up mid. And honestly, Selfless was in a really bad position. They had 3 people over at B, and they had 2 people towards pit side. Splyce runs a wrap, and they're just trying to fight Mitch and whoever else was in the pit, and they didn't win their battle. And at that point, I think Mitch gets 2 kills, and everything's falling apart. Really well done by Selfless. Good patience, good gun battles, and I like what Splyce is doing. They just haven't been able to capitalize on it yet.
The thing is, I like the pace that Splyce is setting early in this matchup. You know, their relentless aggression up mid. They're finding bracket control. They're getting arch side even. Nifty missing an op shot. But Mitch and Mainline stalwart over there in that pit side, able to clean up a couple of kills before they get all the way into the site. And that allows for that rotation to come around. You saw Uber push the smoke, almost reminiscent of a Stewie 2K play where he just pop flashes himself through, pushes behind it, picks up the kill, spots the last player that's over there by Moto, and then they can just swarm. So nicely done from them. Oh, Nifty just swaps out at the wrong time. Davey, oh, he didn't bite on the jump tape. Beautifully done. Nifty finds that kill. Mainline on the board as well. But they do pick up 2 kills, but still really nicely done from Selfless. They lose 2 players, but because the rotation was on point, they're able to clean that up very quickly.
Yeah, Selfless is just doing a really good job of not over-aggressing when they get that early information. Mitch was playing right behind default plant spot. He sees that they're coming up lane, and instead of just sitting there trying to spray down the first guy he sees, he actually moves behind the box, gives the informations to his teammates, and kind of funnel them up towards truck. And then they get caught in a crossfire. You know, Splyce didn't have a great buy there, but that's exactly what you want to do. You don't want to get overwhelmed, and Selfless is doing a good job not getting overwhelmed here.
Yeah, they're winning their fights pretty much across the map right now. Now you see much more slow, methodical CS being played now from Splyce. They send a couple of players up to the top side of B. They don't want to push through that smoke that's up there, actually. They want to bide their time, wait for that to clear out. They've got Jason R over here in alternate mid. They've got Davey to harass the halls, something that he's known for. Likes to do a lot on the terrorist side of Inferno. You'll see him over there a lot throughout this first half. But again, it's Nifty playing up on balcony with an op watching porch side. Mitch to support him behind the truck. They actually just smoked off the halls as well. And, I mean, you look at the remaining utility here on the CT side. They've only got 1 smoke, but they've still got 3 Molotovs, or pardon me, 2 smokes. But they've still got 3 Molotovs to work with to kind of bed back any aggression. But nice shot from Nifty. Finds the crack right there in the boiler room and takes Jason R out with no chance of a reply.
Yeah, I really liked those 2 aggressive rounds that Splyce had. It felt like they were able to get into the sites early on and kind of assert their dominance. They just couldn't pull out the rounds. And the thing about Inferno, it just starts to spiral out of control too quickly. Like, it's 6-0 right now, and you can't give up that many rounds. So when you start running these aggressive strats, if it falls apart, you just don't know what to do. So they're falling back to these default strats, and we'll see what they can do here on a B execute.
Now we got to see the use of the utility over at B. They drop both of the Molotovs out to stave them off after that smoke starts to fade, but the rotation is already here. Mainline is here to assist, and they've got a crossfire. Relic's at new box, Uber at Emo. Uber's going to be able to find the first one. Mainline comes in from the backside of Spools, finds another. Uber chimes in again. It's Professor Chaos to find one. Actually, a dink being laid out for Mainline, but so many kills go by so quickly that they lock it down. Only Relics falls, 7-0 for Selfless. Today has been a selfless day of CS. They have been absolute animals today.
Yeah, they're playing really good Counter-Strike right now, and they also are just believing in their teammates. I don't know if you saw the crossfire that Uber and Relics have. You usually see that on a T side after plant. Like, that's a really good crossfire to have. You have one teammate in Emo, the other one behind new box, and they have a nice crossfire. Relics had full confidence that Uber was going to kill the guy that was about to flank him, and Uber did. And Relics never turned around, even though he heard him. Really, really good job by Relics. Relics was able to get a kill, clean up the bomb planter. I just love the patience that I'm seeing out of the Selfless right now.
Here's a fun little stat line. 7 rounds have passed, and all 5 players from Selfless are sitting at 6+ kills already. That is kind of a nuts stat line right there. So Nifty leading the way at 10-4, Mainline at 8-4, 6-3, 6-1, and 6-2. So everybody contributing to the rounds, round in and round out. Arya, he's at 1-8. Davey at 1-7. The push is coming up towards mid. They're going to smoke off the arch side. This is full execution in towards the A bomb site. But again, Nifty up here on balcony is kind of the X factor. See whether or not he's going to be able to shut this down, because you can see the smoke's all encompassing. Relics gets caught. Mainline answers back with smoke spam coming out on top. It's an even trade across the board until Splyce's Davey comes in with the second kill of the round, and we're back to a 2 versus 2. Bomb is finally planted. This is the first plant in 3 rounds that we've seen come out from Splyce. And they are going to get it down. It's a 2 versus 2 retake situation. Mainline and Uber, both with AKs to work with, so no ops on the board just yet. Davey going to be playing in pit. Abe's going to be over there in the back of sight. And now we see the push come in. Uber's going to get taken down, but Davey fell in the meantime. And now it's all on Abe in the back of the site. He's behind the spammable box. Mainline trying to do work right now, and Abe coming around the land sloth, getting it done. Finds the first round on the board for Splyce, but they lose 4 players in the process.
Yeah, no fear from Abe there. Just jumps out. Mainline tries to tap the bomb and gets that quick headshot. I really thought that it was going to be a difficult round from Splyce, but they showed a lot of patience. They smoked off Arch. They smoked off Library. They had 2 people wrapping. Davey went into halls to get a lurk, and he managed to come out of halls. There was a molly waiting in halls for him. He just waited it out, came out of halls, got 2 picks, and that was what allowed them to get into the site. Very well done.
These early round nades are doing work here for the Selfless side. Abe down to 65. He was over at logs at the bottom of Banana. That nade landed right behind him, so finds 35 damage in that avenue.
Fake, and you actually had the guys rotating out of B. When they went up mid, no one committed to brackets. So mainline's sitting at pocket, and he sees no one has come up mid. He immediately starts rotating to B, tells his teammates to go back to B, and Uber just gets 2 sprays through the smoke. Yeah, nice double nade.
I'm telling you, the early round nades are doing so much for Selfless. Until that nade kill actually came out, I don't think they realized how much work those nades are actually doing for them. Like, they softened up Abe last round. That's important going into that because he's able to get that, Uber's able to get that double through the smoke because that player is wounded. Now, this time around, Relic's again going to have the nerd mower over here from Sandbags, and you've also got Nifty with the AWP chiming in. How many times have we seen so far in this matchup Nifty finding that opening pick with the AWP? This is like the second, third, maybe even fourth time that we've seen him with the AWP find that pick down mid.
Well, he just had his scope on Boiler. I think that's the second time he's gotten a Boiler kill, and they're just walking right into the crosshair. And going back to what they're using nades really effectively. It's a really strong play against a team like Splyce, who loves to get in your face as fast as possible. What do you do to stop that? You just throw early nades. They can't rush through those. If they do, they will continue to take a lot of damage, and that's what's happened every single round.
And again, I mean, no response, no damage being dealt here from the Splyce side. Davey even trying to come out through the halls. He gets a dink, but I think it was actually through the concrete of the Jesus pole. So not going to be able to lock that one down. And Mitch hopping up on top behind that pole is going to be able to find the final frag onto Professor Chaos. And it's 9-1 now. At what point, if you're Splyce, what point do you take a pause and you think things over? Apparently it's now, because that just happened. My ESPN kicked in.
They need to figure out what's going on, and it's just this map. It's really tough to deal with. Again, I'm going back to those rounds where they had really good aggression up mid. They got wrap control that one round, and it looked like the rounds were in their hands, but Selfless was able to bring it back, and you just start spiraling out of control. Then you pick up that first round, and you hope you can build off of it. But in the back of your mind, if we lose the next round, we're money. We're in a situation where we have no money again. And that's what just happened. And now they're down 9-1. And this is just the nature of Inferno. When the CTs start getting control of the economy, they start getting the guns they want. They get the early picks. They're throwing these early nades. You really have no control of what you want to do. Splyce has lost map control in a sense that they're taking so much damage at the beginning of the rounds. They're not able to get banana control. They've started doing a default, which I don't think is their play style, but they feel like they have to fall back on it and try to get some early picks, which is still not working. You got Nifty getting early picks in Boiler. You've got double nades coming from B that are doing damage, getting kills on ecos. Splyce is in trouble.
Rightfully so. I mean, pretty much everybody has 4 kills on the team. Abe at 7. Arya is sitting at 1-10 right now, so a little lackluster of a start here for the Splyce side. But again, not to take anything away from the way that Selfless is playing, their Abe defense on that bomb side has been stalwart. I think we've only seen 2 plants in A, so really they've only gotten site control at A twice throughout the entirety of this half, and we're now into the 11th round. That's not a good stat line. They've gotten 4 plants on Splyce's side, yeah, but one of those came in a 1 versus 4. Uber ends up getting a 4K out of it. He's sitting at 12-2 right now. So it's at a heavy cost to their own lives that they're even getting into these bomb sites, and it's basically because somebody else on their team is taking a gunfight, which allows the bomb planter to get in there and get the plant down. But Selfless, I mean, they came to play. They are doing some serious work right now on the CT side of Inferno, and this shows you how crucial it can be to win knife rounds. Is just because they win the pistol round, and that just rockets them into commission. But you talked about the economy a little bit here, and this is something that I do want to talk about. They lost that round 2 rounds ago. So they got to kind of build things back up from there. And you can see the economy on the CT side, they've got another full buy in them, but it's not great, even though it's 9-1. But that just shows you the nature of the game. The more expensive rifles, the more expensive rebuys on the CT side can kind of really hinder things. So if Splyce is able to take a couple of rounds here, they could reset the economy, and then you could find Splyce with 4, maybe 5 rounds on this half, and then all of a sudden, it's not nearly as unmanageable as, say, a 14-1 or a 12-3 or, a halftime score like that is going to be.
Yeah, this round is going to be really important. Right now, I think Selfless is really comfortable on how the half's going, and that's easy to say on a 9-1 half, but it's not. It's not just because they're winning their rounds. It's because how the game's being played. When Splyce did that B execute, Uber and Relics didn't even move. They didn't flinch. They had one new box, one emo, they had one CT spawn, and they just played their crossfire like that's what they wanted to do the whole time. Splyce didn't molly out new box. They didn't molly out first oranges. They just came into the site hoping to take fights. That's what Splyce wants. Splyce wants to take fights. Well, Selfless didn't give them those fights. What they did is they set up a crossfire that made it impossible to get the bomb down. It made it impossible to kill the guy new box by flanking him because Uber got the kill. And this is the style of CS that Selfless likes to play. It's how Ryu likes to call his strats. He loves to see these type of CT setups where teammates are helping each other, and you can see it reflected even in the A site. Most of the time, they have some type of crossfire in mid, or they have someone up on balcony, and they have one in the site. It's just they always have some type of setup there where they can help each other.
Yeah, and I mean, I think you said it best there. Just the way that the crossfires are working out here. Selfless is just capitalizing round in and round out. But we do have a buy round coming out here, and it's a trade of frags, but again, Selfless coming out on top. Jason R going to be your last man standing. They know that he's an AWP. Aggression coming down through mid. He does manage to find himself an AWP and to the top side of mid, but that smoke cordoning off the bomb, and all three CTs are going to be over here, all encompassing of this area, and this is going to be pretty much a impossible round here for Jason R to win as they barbecue the chicken. Smells like fried chicken, baby.
I think it's really important when a coach or a team calls timeout that they have to recognize that the other team is also game planning against them. This was a great call by Selfless. They did a 2 push down mid, a 2 push B on a round that they knew that it was very important for Splyce. Completely caught them off guard. It was like they weren't even ready. They weren't ready for it. They threw 2 nades from B, got 2 insta kills on the guys coming up from ramp. The guys ran down mid, got another kill. Great call by Selfless. You caught them off guard. They weren't ready, and they were trying to do the strat they just talked about in the timeout, and now that's down the drain. Where do you go from here? You have to force buy.
Talk about soul crushing on that one too. You know, you spend 5 minutes talking about, all right, this is what we need to do. There's another nade on Banana. Talk about this is what we need to do going into this round, but they're not even going to get the opportunity because we're going to push down and get right in their face. Hot Flash comes out around the corner. They do get a trade of frags, but Relics with the spray down finds 3, looking for the 4th, and he gets it. Headshot machine over there in the back by Spools, and shut down again. Splyce, they haven't even sniffed the bomb site in the last 3 rounds.
And you were talking about how Selfless was, they were good on economy, but they're
good now.
Yeah, they're really good now. That was 2 rounds ago. 2 rounds in about 45 seconds, and now they have no problem buying out the rest of this half unless there's some catastrophic rounds that happen here. They're good.
Now this time Nifty going to get aggressive over here at the Banana hallway with the AWP. Does take a little bit of splash damage from that Molotov, but it's not really enough to affect him. He's down to 94. So I guess that's a small victory for Splyce to start this round, but again, I mean, not finding early picks. They do allow map control again to go the way of Splyce, but it's going to have to be Jason R coming up with something magical here, and he finds one from Pit. Not able to find the second one, but Davy's going to be there to clean that one out, and now we've got ourselves a brawl. Relics finds himself overwhelmed. He's going to fall as well, so it's down to a 2v4, and this is the best looking round we've seen out of Splyce in a very long time.
The caster's curse. I had to say something. And, of course, the guys in Pit are caught off guard by just them piling out a balcony, and they get some quick kills and change the round really quickly.
Nifty doing a good job baiting out that player in Pit, but he's got to be cautious. He's getting flanked out, actually. And he is going to go down here. Not before he gets the pick, and finally Arya is going to be able to chime in, takes Uber down. They're going to salvage as much as they can get out of this round. Unfortunately, Abe not able to find a rifle, but a second round on the board now for Splyce. However, that economy on the Selfless side is so strong right now that they're going to go full in once again. And a reset now for Splyce, I mean, best bet is going to be, Tech 9's armor. A couple of them have money going in. I mean, 3150 on Arya, 2300 on Jason R. But Nifty's smoking off mid. He's going to get this early intel for his team that, hey, alternate mid is clear. You guys can probably figure out if you want to push something here on Banana.
Yeah, no matter what happens here, you have Selfless they're going to be able to buy next round, and Splyce will be again on a hard buy, and that'll be the last round of the half. And so they need this round. They need 4. See what they can do here. They're trying. It looks like they're going to try to aggress up mid and get control again.
Well, this is what's worked out for them in the past. The last couple of times that they've gone with the fastest strat towards A, it's really worked out in their favor. Mainline able to catch out A before Professor Chaos can trade it. Now Nifty, oh, that angle's not going to work out for him. Davy's going to be able to chime in, finds another one, and now Nifty backing up into the halls, gets 1, gets 2, shutting it down. It's now a man advantage, and it's all on Professor Chaos. 1 versus 3, made a 1v2 now. Uber and Nifty, your last 2 standing. 2 kills for Nifty in the round, just trying to pre-fire to bait out Professor Chaos, and there it is. Uber swings, takes him down. Another defuse comes out from Selfless. However, that bomb plan is going to help Splyce a lot into this final round. They should have a decent buy behind this.
Yeah, they'll be able to buy here because of that bomb plant, and that was just, you know, it's amazing the swings in that round, because when Davey turned around and looked at Boiler to kill Mitch coming out of Boiler behind them, I thought the round was going to be in Splyce's favor. And then all of a sudden you have Nifty get 2 quick kills. You know, I think they didn't even have to bother with Nifty up in the halls. He was kind of caught out there alone, get the bomb down, get in positions in the pit where he can't even come out of halls. But instead they give him... Yeah, they give him the angles, he gets 2 picks, and it changes the dynamic of that round completely.
Here's that fast mid play again. Arya is going to get caught completely out in no man's land. 2 more line up. Uber going big this round. He has been super effective throughout this matchup. Nifty chimes in, getting that apartments push, and 10 seconds into the round, it's just Davey versus the world. Manages to find Nifty, getting overly aggressive there, but that's okay because there's 3 CTs still down here in mid. And I think he spotted mainline all the way down there in the alternate mid. But he's going to be able to get up into this A bomb site, should be able to formulate a plan, punch in those numbers, and at least get the bomb down and maybe try to play a post-plant. But they're already pushed up to the top side of mid, and Davey, ooh, this is going to be rough. Relic's not looking, but now they know. This is going to be even more difficult now for Davey, sitting there in a 1v3. Going to take another peek out, and he's going to get caught. Mitch finishes him off, 13-2, big half for Selfless.
Yeah, Davey was in a position that he had to make a play. There's no reason to plant until you're in a situation that you can handle. So you can fake a plant, try to get a kill. You need to get a second kill, put yourself in a manageable 2v1 at that point. But in a 4v1 situation where you plant, you're never going to win that round at that point unless you just pull out a god round. So it was a smart play by Davey. He got out of those halls pretty quickly to give him that first kill on Relics. But once the call was made, it was just an easy cleanup for Selfless. And this is going to be a very difficult climb for Splyce, and if they don't get this pistol, it might be a short-lived one.
Yeah, I mean, if they lose this pistol, they might as well start talking about map number 2, which is actually going to be Cash coming up after this, guys. So that is our final map of the evening, is going to be between Selfless and Splyce on Cash. Both teams actually pretty solid on that map, so that should be a little bit more fun than this Inferno. But if I'm Splyce and going into the major, I'm probably going to veto Inferno.
I wonder who picked this map for out of Splyce or...
Well, it's random the way that.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, just.
So they ban maps. They ban maps,
yeah.
And then it's random. Okay.
Basically, the way that the veto system works for the Pro League is each team bans 2 maps, and then from the remaining maps in the pool, it is a random pick from that. So, you know, that's luck of the draw. Like you look at Luminosity tonight, they got the luck of the draw. They got to play 2 of their best maps. And then you look at the luck of the draw adversely for Splyce, where obviously Inferno probably not their best map. So that's just the way that it works out from time to time. You know, you get to veto a couple of maps, and
yeah, and I think this is
luck of the draw.
I think this is a map that Selfless actually enjoys playing as well, because they love that teamwork style.
They're very good on Inferno.
Yeah,
they're very good on Inferno.
It's a good map for them. And kind of speak on the point that you brought up going into the major, it's interesting to see how did LG really pull out their strat book, you know, against CLG. CLG kind of was in a position that they really needed to win some matches in the Pro League, so I'm sure that they were doing what they could. But was LG pulling out the strat book? And is Splyce pulling? You know, I know that Splyce is working hard towards the major as well. Are they pulling out the strat books? We got a week till the major. Very, very important for these teams.
Well, one of the things that I would kind of note, though, on the LG side, I mean, you look at the CT side that they played on Overpass, which was a very dominant CT side on Overpass. A lot of their Strats just seem to be relentless aggression in all avenues, all facets of the map. You know, the pop flashes down on Monster, Fur pushing progressively on long A almost every single round, FNX and Fallen getting up on Fountain's side. So I don't know if that's necessarily just them pulling out the strat book or just what they always do on that map, because it seems like a common theme, especially with Fur, is that he loves to get aggressive. He loves to play that style. You see it whenever they play on Mirage, where, you know, one round he'll push underpass, the next round he'll be up in the A apartments, and the round after that he'll be pushing aggressively up mid, just gathering all of that information for his team. So that's just a play style thing, I think, from the from Luminosity. Yeah. As far as Splyce, I don't know. They didn't really show me anything on their terrorist side. It seemed like the same defaults working pretty much the entire half.
I think that they had a good game plan. You could see it on those first 2 gun rounds. I honestly think that the first gun round that they had, they went up to brackets quick. They took over lane quickly, and it looked like they were in a good position. The second, and they end up losing the round. The second gun round, they do the same exact thing. They take over brackets to arch quickly. They have control, and they're actually in a better position because Selfless has got 3 people over at B, but they still couldn't capitalize. Mitch and Nifty were playing it really well. Or it might have been mainline at that point. Yeah, I think it was mainline. So Mitch and mainline played it really well, played it patiently, and got the round. So Splyce, it looked like they went into this map with the game plan of, okay, we're going to bring our aggression. We're going to get up in their face. And when that didn't work in those first 2 gun rounds, you're kind of scratching your head. You're wondering, what can we do now? And I don't think their style, I don't think they like the default style as much. I think they love getting up in the other team's face, especially on their T sides. The problem is it's Inferno. And as soon as your plan A doesn't work and you're falling back to a plan that you didn't want to do in the first place, things are getting really bad.
Yeah, absolutely. So kind of a dire situation now for Splyce to be in. We are live into the pistol round, and it looks like they're going to invest a little bit into this one. They go for, like, I guess the CT raid boss buy with the body armor and the CZ75, but it looks like it's just going to be pretty much a rush B, don't stop kind of strat here from the CT side. They've got Arya blinded. He's going to drop a Molotov out. They're already in front of that. He's going to get tagged up, but he does manage to take one down. They're continuing to push on through, a decent amount of damage being dealt, but there's 3 CTs over here in this bomb site to deal with. Mitch is going to be able to find 2 of them, though, and it's down to a 3 versus 3, pardon me. And now Davey feels really lonely over there in that back B bomb site. So Professor Chaos coming around from CT, one coming up from Banana. That's Jason R trying to spot out a player. He does get spotted, though. He's looking for Mitch, who's back in emo, but this is the setup that they had on the CT side, adversely now on the terrorist side. 1 new box, 1 emo, 1 actually playing from first oranges as opposed to over there at the school side. But this is very strong. There you go, though. Jason R finds 1, but there's the peek from Relics. And Relics, again, just going to spam away. Professor Chaos with no kit, not really a lot of time to work with. He's got to push forward, but that smoke is actually going to be a hindrance on him as Mitch just going to hide behind that. And with 10 HP combined for the last 2 Selfless players, came down to the wire, but they walk away with the pistol round. And that's pretty much the nail in the coffin.
You know, that smoke was really advantageous for the T's, and I think it was the CT that threw it. And
yeah, it was.
He was just able to hide at emo. After that first kill, he just ran into the corner and hid. And even if it had gone badly, if Relics had died there, how are you going to kill him? He's hiding behind a wall. You're going to have to guess where you're going to have to spray your bullet, your pistol, and hopefully get the kill. It was just I really thought they had the right setup. Arya had called it. They had 3 at B. They threw a molly. They got the first entry, but it just fell apart. Mitch got 2 quick kills, and they were able to take over the site and get in a good crossfire.
Mitch actually got 3 kills that round with 16 HP.
Yeah, he's been stellar. I know he works really hard, and it's nice to see him doing well in the Pro League.
I'm fairly certain, as far as the professional scene is concerned, that Nifty, who is actually, I believe, a transplant from Call of Duty, has like the 2nd most logged hours on CSGO out of any CSGO professional. I saw a Reddit thread about this the other day. It was actually a pretty interesting thing to see. But Abe taking aim battles, looking for some damage to be dealt over here on Banana. He does find the first one, but he pays with half of his health. Does manage to get out of there alive. But again, I mean, no progress really being made here from the terrorist side. Oh, Nifty through the smoke, though. All right. Heard the scout shot go off. Decides to rattle off a couple of MAC-10 kills and actually finds that one. So Nicely done from him. Uber, Mitch, and Nifty all going to join forces to push up here on Banana. They've only got Abe to contend with. Davy's actually watching for the CT flank to come around, and that's not actually going to be where they're attacking. Even though Mainline is up here lurking in the top side of A, they throw out the Molotov. They're going to push behind this, but Abe, again, finds another kill out of nowhere. Uber's going to be able to trade that out, but now Mainline is going to get caught here in the top side of mid. Professor Chaos takes him down. Oh, nice shot from Arya, and now Uber's in trouble, and Arya and Davey finish things off. And that's going to be a 14-3, so Splyce survived by the skin of their teeth to fight another day.
Yeah, I really think Nifty had a great shot through the smoke there. You know, I guess when you log 6,000 hours or however many hours he has, those shots are just going to start happening. But I think they overthought that. You know, they had mid control. They didn't even try to slow it down from there. They just ran back to B right into Splyce, and Splyce just picked them apart. So I think they tried to do a little bit too much on a round that was a forced buy by Splyce. So
this time it's a fast strat up mid. They lead with the bomb. Mainline goes down. Flashbang comes out. I think that was actually a team flash, possibly. Not sure. Nifty's going to be able to decapitate Jason R over there by Cubby, but he already picked up 2 kills into the round. Davy's able to find one. Now the AK spray down happens, and that is going to be Abe finishing off the final 2. So 4 rounds now for Splyce, but they need to be flawless throughout the rest of this half. They can't give up anything.
And I don't like that. That was a force buy by Selfless. And when you're up 14 rounds on T starting, now you're on T side of Inferno, you really want to go into rounds with money because you want to be able to execute how you want to play the game the game plan that you brought to the table, and you want to be able to run full executes with nades. And by just forcing into rounds, yeah, you might get lucky, but you're not giving yourself an opportunity. You have to full save here, and you're just giving another round where Splyce is going to build their economy.
Now Abe pushed out by Carr. Might get caught out, and he gets taken down. Mitch
Glocks.
actually with a no investment. Glock. Now comes the scout from Davey. He's going to have to switch over to the Desert Eagle, but they've given up an AK now. Nifty's going on the hunt, finds him. Going to have to continue to push up the tree because he is caught out on his own, but he's going to drop the smoke out, try to get himself out of dodge, and he actually gets TK'd by Mainline. Ripperino Peppercino. It's going to be down to a 3v4. Still pushing aggressively through the back halls. Ducked down here. Relics and Uber got a little bit of a crossfire going on. Relics is going to try to bait that one out, and Uber is going to be able to capitalize. So, very scary round. It's come back to a 1 versus 2, and Relics in the back lines does manage to find one more.
Oh my God,
all right.
Relics.
Relics hero play at the end. 15 rounds now for Selfless.
So throw everything I just said out the window because apparently all you need is Glocks and you get the cut. And here's the thing I don't understand about what Splyce just did. They didn't recognize that Selfless just bought up the previous round, so they were going to have to save again. And they left Abe alone at Car and B. They were rotating through CT spawn, left him alone at Car. There was an easy kill, just overwhelming him, and they took the site. You can't do that on a round. If you're paying attention to the economy, you know that they have to save that round, and they didn't.
This time around, it looks like it's going to be heavy towards B. Lots of mollies about to rain out over here towards this B-bomb site. And Arya, well, he might just get nerd mode. Nope, he's going to fry. I think he got dinked by the P90 and ends up stepping into the Molotov, and it costs him his life. And now it's Abe over here to try to hold things down by himself, and he's in this forward position. They do push the smoke, but Mitch is going to be able to swing, finds that kill. Now Jason R, though, with the spray down, going to find 3 through the smoke. And it's going to be down on main line here, 1 versus 3. Professor Chaos on a mag 7. AWP in the hands of Davey. He knows that Jason R is back through. Jumps through, and Jason R, the hero 4K, saves the day.
Yeah, that was a big play. He had to catch him off guard there. I think Arya didn't get the pick that he needed and got mollied and then instantly killed. Abe was put in a position that he had to fight. And he gets 1 kill, but then it gets instantly traded. And thankfully, Jason R comes to the rescue, pushes through a smoke, and I don't think they were prepared. And they lined up for him. It was lucky, but at the same time, a really good play by Jason R for them to line up and get those kills. He got a really good spray transfer from the first guy to the next 2.
Now the mid-aggression comes out. Davey almost could have gotten caught there. Does manage to lay out the leg shot on the main line, but it's a fast A execute. Nifty's already been able to take down 1. They're going to chase Davey. They know he's over here on Arch side. They're going to continue to press on forward. They might be able to take him down as well. They've got to continue with Jason R in the site. Does manage to find 1. Davey chimes in with 2. Now Relic's behind this smoke, but Davey turns his attention just at the wrong time. Uber's going to be able to find a rifle in the back of the site, but it doesn't matter. The Tech 9 is on point. Finds another one. It's down to a 2v2. Could this be the final round on another pistol round?
I just don't. Abe pushed into the site there for He just created a 1v1. You know, Davey didn't help him. A pushed in, gave him another free kill. I don't understand. Their bomb's not even down.
Yeah, and Davey ends up getting caught out because they're playing it smart. And look at this. Mass exodus out of the A bomb site. They're going to go all the way back around to B. This is such a smart call from Selfless because I don't know if they even know that Arya is here, but this play got read like a book. This is perfect from Selfless. They're actually going to get into the site before him. They could even push somebody out into Banana to stave off any kind of a rebuttal return to the site from Arya. But
well, they need to be aware because they gave him a little bit of time here, and Arya was on the flank, and now he's back on the flank. And I think Relics knows.
Yeah, I think Relics spotted him. They do yield the bomb site, but there it is, getting dinked down, and Relics finishes it off. So 16-5, the Pistols come to play, and Selfless, they end up taking it in a tremendous fashion. 11 rounds is the difference in that one. Beautiful stuff from Selfless. Really well played on Inferno. I liked what I saw. What do you think?
I loved what I saw on CT side. I love that style of CS. I love when everyone's working together. You know, you have so much faith in your teammate that you hear someone flanking you and you don't even bother turning around to look at it. That's really good Counter-Strike. That's what you want to see, especially on CT side. On the T side, it looks like, you know, Selfless didn't even have to run their actual gun rounds. They just ran pistol rounds, and it seemed like Splyce played right into it. I didn't like some of the stuff I saw because, you know, they have pistols, and you know how random pistols can be in this game. If you just run right into them, if you give them those free kills, rounds like that can happen, and you don't have rounds to play with. You need to work together and get those trades and be in good crossfire positions, and they just weren't doing that. And on that round that I said that Abe was in a bad position, that should have been a call made by someone that this is probably another eco, because they force spot the round before, and they weren't going into that round with any money. But you put Abe by himself with a M4 at car. They were rotating through CT spawn, and that just, they got that kill with Glocks, or at least, I mean, one of them had Glocks and he got the kill. The rest of them, I think, had P250s, but Mitch got the kill with a Glock. They rushed into the site, get the bomb plant down, and then they just played post plant and win the round. It was really well done by Selfless all around. I think they're looking really strong. I know they were playing really well earlier today as well. So
yeah,
it's just,
they beat
it's just
Luminosity earlier in that iBuyPower tournament that's going on. They beat them 2-1, I think it was. So they're playing some good CS tonight. We're going to move over to Cash here. Just waiting on a couple of players to join up. So we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes for you guys. Don't go anywhere. We got one more matchup to come. It's Selfless versus Splyce on Cash to finish out the night.